What's going on, everybody? Welcome into CHGO Tavern Style. I'm Matt Peck from CHGO Bulls.
And I'm Mark Carman from CHGO Bears.
What's up, Carm?
What up, Peck? This is fun,
already
dude.
knocked out your Bears show for the day?
But I've been honestly looking forward to this conversation since we started bantering it about yesterday what we're going to do here.
This is why Tavern Style's a thing now. Tavern Style presented by our friends at Salerno's Pizza. Head over to their Grand Avenue location. Call 312-666-3444 to make a reservation today. Today's topic, in the wake of the sad news, Jerry West, NBA icon, legend, Hall of Famer, passing away at the age of 86 earlier this week. Should the NBA keep Jerry as the logo for the league or change it to something different? I think I know what you want to change it to.
Right, of course. The greatest player to ever play anything, the greatest player in the history of the league, the greatest player that will ever play in the NBA. His name is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He has the sweetest logo of all time. I'm not exactly sure how that would work monetarily with MJ and his brand, but as far as what the logo should be, random guy, I get it that it's Jerry West just dribbling a basketball, which is sweet in the NBA. I love you to the end of the earth, and it's worked for you, versus this amazing logo, leg spread, dunking basketball, greatest player ever. I do think that if Jerry West was here right now, and I wish he was, Jerry was the greatest, I think he would endorse switching the logo over to MJ because he, of course, called Michael the greatest player of all time because Jerry West knows basketball.
He does. And look, he even said on the record in an interview he did somewhere in his twilight years in some NBA studio show that he thought they should change the logo to somebody other than himself. I don't know if he liked being the logo, even if it's just a white outline of a shape that kind of looks like him. But if you don't know who Jerry West is and you don't know he is the logo, why would you know? But the problem and the question is, I don't think MJ wants to give his logo to the league. It's the Jumpman logo. It's his logo. MJ's the type of guy who would say, no, it's my logo. You can't have it. NBA, I'm done with you.
That's fair. And also, like, to credit Michael, because I know you love going at LeBron, and so do I. Look, LeBron, well, you know, when we beat Golden State, that's when I knew I was the greatest player of all time. Versus MJ, like, I would never say that because I respect the generations. I can't say that because I didn't play against Elgin Baylor. I didn't play against Jerry West. I didn't play in that league. And so I think Michael, as somebody who respects the game and those who came before him,
right,
he wouldn't want that part of it either. It would almost be like too much spotlight on him. He's got enough spotlight. And I'm not saying he doesn't enjoy the spotlight because clearly he does,
right?
Last Dance and everything else, but I don't think he would want this. I'm
I
now arguing against myself. That doesn't matter what he wants. It should be him. Hey, Mike, you're the greatest player to ever play. We're making the logo for you.
Quick pin in this conversation to give another shout out to our friends at Salerno's, located at 1201 West Grand Avenue in Chicago's West Town. Enjoy their tavern style pizza, their ice cold beers. Whether you're there to go watch a game, maybe you want it delivered to your place to watch in the comfort of your own home. Either way, Salerno's has you covered. Go to salernospizza.com or call that number 312-666-3444. Mention CHGO to get half off your delicious Salerno's pizza. All right, so Carm, like I think what you were kind of saying there, and I think I agree, is it shouldn't be a modern player if they do switch it away from Jerry West, like LeBron rising for a dunk and something, and a silhouette that looks recognizably like LeBron, or Steph Curry silhouette rising for three, one of the icons of today's game who are sort of entering the twilight of their playing years career, but maybe a different icon of generations past.
Well, and another reason why it should be Mike along those lines. Literally everyone who's playing today dunks the ball, spreading their legs, the tongue comes out. They've all imitated Mike to levels.
Not to mention, the Jumpman patch is on all of their jerseys now.
Right. I mean, the game would not be played the way it's played without Michael.
Yeah.
And I get it that Mike copied Dr. J and a million others did too, and people tried to be like Elgin Baylor and some tried to be like Jerry West, but the imprint of Jordan on the game is by far the biggest in the history of the NBA.
Yeah, it is. I still think I go back to keep it as it is. I know Jerry West said, I want the logo changed, but Jerry's gone now. For all he knows, if there is an afterlife, maybe he's looking down being like, you know what? I kind of like that that's still me, and I've left my mark. Because he left his mark on the league and the sport of basketball in so many different ways. That's the biggest one. Also, I don't want to deal, as an NBA fan, with getting used to a new logo. That has been the league's logo since I was a toddler watching MJ score 40 points.
I would just leave it like this. It should be Jordan, but I'm fine, I guess, overall with just leaving it as is. It's worked for the NBA at this point. You know what I would have really liked, and we're not talking about this today, but I just got to get it in there. If Jerry West had been the Bulls GM from 1984 to 1998, we would have won 12 championships instead of the guy that was running it. I know you defend Jerry, but Jerry, for the other Jerry, who actually was like, you know what, let me go get this guy, his name's Kobe Bryant, for Vlade Divac. That would be sweet.
So was this a thing? Like, was Jerry West ever in contention for
No.
Okay, so
no. This is just Carm being a Krause hater and saying, hey, now that Jerry West has passed and he's being talked about, what if you just took out Jerry West or took out Krause and put in Jerry West in that same span when he was a GM? Well, but he was GM from 85 to 03. So you're saying if Jerry West is the GM in that same span of years, the Bulls would have more than 6 rings?
Yeah, Jerry West would have figured out that Karl Malone was better than Charles Oakley if he was looking for an obscure power forward, and then we would have had Malone and Mike, and then there's no way we're losing to Detroit with Karl Malone and MJ.
Okay, hindsight, yes, but would you still today wish you had Karl Malone on your beloved basketball team?
Fair enough.
That dude's a POS.
Yeah, but Scotty's gone so unbelievably rogue that's the most disappointing thing in the history of mankind.
Well, there's going rogue, and then there's doing what Karl Malone did.
Sure. Malone, worst person. Malone 10 times, 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times worst person. But
MJ still walks away halfway through. I don't think Jerry West changes that.
I'm not sure because there would have been less of a load on him. But yes, if Mike did walk away.
You
because
won 6 titles.
I understand.
That's a lot of titles. How many titles have the Bears won since 1985?
Listen, Sean, let me tell you something. You were not there 3 years, 4-1, 4-2, 4-3 Detroit when I was plotting to bomb.
But the catharsis is 91 and winning it, finally.
I understand, but as a young kid, I was planning on how to bomb the Pistons plane. It was that painful. So I would have rather not gone through
Carm,
that.
this is why you and I get along, is because I also make rogue terrorist threats when I am frustrated as a Chicago sports fan. All in jest.
In jest, but they tried to kill Michael, and I wanted to kill them.
Indeed. R.I.P. to the great Jerry West. Thanks for tuning in to this edition of CHGO Tavern Style. For Carm, I'm Peck. We'll talk to you next time.
We all silly like the mayor.